If you go to Genesis chapter 2, we've done this so many times, but I will just read quickly from Genesis chapter 2 here, where it says, "Thus the heavens and the earth were finished." That's a very important word. Done deal. "And all the host of them. And on the seventh day God ended his work which he had made, and he rested on the seventh day from all his work which he had made. And God blessed the seventh day and sanctified it, because that in it he had rested from all his work which God created and made." Right there in Genesis.
Mm-hmm.
So this applies to how much of humanity? All of it. All of it, right? Because there was only an Adam and Eve.
Yes.
And by one blood, God has created all the nations. So this Sabbath was for whom?
For man.
For man. It was for everyone. It was for everyone. And it is the symbol of his creation.
Mm-hmm.
If you go to Exodus chapter 20 and you look at the 10 commandments, 2 of the commandments are exceedingly long. They're on the first tablet.
Yes.
There it says quite clearly that you may not make for yourself an image. Idolatry is explained in great detail. That commandment has been removed. Now, we had a question the other day, which we haven't answered yet, where some people say, but they've looked in the Catholic Bible and it isn't changed there.
Correct, yes.
No, they didn't change it in the Bible.
The Bible, no.
But they changed it in their catechism.
Yes. And where's their authority?
Correct. There in the catechism.
It lies in the catechism.
Because that is their creed.
Yes.
And you have to abide by the creed. And they have a whole council, the Congregation for Doctrine and Faith, which enforces the decrees of the catechism. The catechism stands above Scripture alone. So the second commandment was removed, and the fourth commandment, which is also a long commandment, explaining what the Sabbath is all about, and that you must cease from your work. In other words, you are not to work for your relationship with God. You're supposed to enjoy your relationship with God. And you're supposed to remind yourself where you come from. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shall you labor and do all your work, but the seventh day is the Sabbath. And then it tells you what you're not supposed to do. And then it says quite clearly, for in 6 days, referring back to Genesis, God made the heavens, the earth, the sea, the springs of water. In other words, everything. And he rested on the seventh day, and he declared it holy and set it aside, right? So there you have the seal of God. You have the seal of his authority. He's the creator God. He's the one who made. Therefore, he has the right to say which day has been set aside.
Correct.
And that is his seal of authority. Now, what does Rome say is the seal of her authority?
Changing that day.
Okay, so we're not talking about the day. The day is incidental.
Yes.
But we're talking about the authority.
Exactly.
So when you touch the authority of God and you negate the authority of God, then you are attacking the authority of your Creator. If you go to Deuteronomy chapter 5, where the law is again written with the finger of God on new tablets, because Moses broke the first one, which was symbolic of a broken law.
Yes.
Because they had broken the law, right? And he threw down the tablets and they broke. He didn't sin.
No.
It was symbolic of the breaking of the law. And the wording on the new tablets is slightly different. Mm-hmm. It says, remember that you were slaves in Egypt and the Lord took you out of there with a mighty hand. Therefore, you must keep the Sabbath. So the Sabbath has become not only a sign of creation, it has become a sign of redemption.
Yes.
How many redeemers are there?
Only one.
Isn't there supposed to be a fraternity and everybody has the same way to heaven? Or is the Bible quite clear that there's only one name
Yes.
under heaven and earth whereby you can be saved? And didn't that one that it refers to say that he is Lord of the Sabbath?
Correct.
So, who has the authority to proclaim the day set aside to rest in the completed works of God? Who has that authority?
Jesus.
Jesus.
Yes.